On this episode of Hayden's Bare Bones Garage, we're going to take this rusty piece of metal and replace it with this bright and shiny new piece on this 66 Ford F100. Stick around. Gosh dang, it's been a second, guys, and I'm sorry about that, but I don't know if you can tell, the weather is freaking beautiful outside, and we are back in the garage. We are working on this 1966 Ford F100 that has been in my garage for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, and it's time to get it done and get it out of here. Little backstory on this truck. This truck actually belongs to a friend of mine, somebody I went to high school with, and he asked me to fix some rust and fix this big old dent in the side of the bed here and paint this truck for him. So, as you can see, I've been doing rust repair on it over the last little while. And today this is what we're dealing with here. So this piece of the floor was all nice and rusted out here. Well, we got that all cut out, and then once I got that out, I noticed that this panel had some rust along where this flange is, and so I was like, well, frick, I'm here, I have access to it, I better just cut that piece out and replace it. Well, you take that off and you just open up a big old can of worms, and this is what's behind it. This flange right here, you can see, is all nice and rusty. That flange is actually what supports your door hinge and all that jazz. So that's what that's all tied into there. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do to fix this flange first, and then put the this cowl vent panel back on, and then we will put this floor piece back on, and all that rust will be taken care of, and this truck will last that much longer. Now, before I go remaking this piece here, I'm actually going to cut this a little bit higher up, just so I have a little bit more access to this. There's fresher metal underneath here. That way we have nice fresh metal to weld to. So what I'm going to do is take the straight edge, lay it on there like that, and I'm just going to carry this line a little farther up. Because I don't want to get into this bead roll here. I want to have to replace that. We'll cut up. So we'll cut that much off, and that'll give us that much better metal to weld to. So, anytime you're doing this, always be sure not to cut through your flange that you're going to be welding to, because you don't want to have to re-weld that. So you just stay light on it, and you'll know when you're through. You'll start to see rust popping out or whatever. And lucky for us, we went right past a spot weld, so we'll just need to grind that spot weld out, and that piece will fall right off. I kind of messed up there. I didn't film me grinding out this spot weld, but so what I did is I ground out the spot weld. The tool I used to do it was one of these. It's a finger sander. If you've never used one of these things, these are a total game changer for grinding down spot welds, especially if you're not saving the panel. So I love using this for doing this sort of work. It's way better than using a grinding stone, in my opinion. As you can see, we took this piece out and we have much cleaner metal. Yeah, there's a little bit of surface rust there, but no big deal. That's all nice and thick, solid metal there. Cleaned up the rust
You can see I kind of got into the base metal there, but when we weld this back up, we'll be able to fill that in, so no biggie. Now, we can cut this out, but what I probably am going to end up doing is cutting this farther this way, so I have a little bit more access. Down here is where the rust is really bad, and this is going to be the tricky part to fix, just because of all this crap I'm working around. The rust that's in this corner goes down a little bit farther than I hoped it would, so let me show you what I got planned for this. So as you can see in this corner here, we have daylight. So what we're gonna do is this piece is this piece, so that would just turn and make a 90 right there. It's got a spot weld here, here, and here, and another one there, but we already took the piece that it was spot welded to off. So what we'll do is we'll grind these down, and then we'll come in here and we'll cut across a little ways, and then we'll come up. That way we can replace this corner. What we'll do is we'll replace this piece from here all the way up into here. So this will be much stronger, and we'll have gotten rid of the rust. It'll be a little tricky getting into this little tight corner here, but I think we can do it by coming in and cutting it from this side till we can't go up anymore. And then I made room on the inside, and we should be able to finish the cut all the way up. Got it cut out and got it all cleaned up in here. So what we're just gonna do, because I can't really get down in here because the door hinge mounts right here, so I can't cut too deep in here. Besides, this is all good steel up here. It was just really rotted down there, so we cut it right in the corner, straight down, cut in, and then straight down there. And the piece is in there, like something kind of like this. Yeah, so it'll weld right there on the corner. We'll have access to grind the weld, and then we'll come back to the outside and weld this seam up, weld the seam up down here, and plug weld it. All right, well, we're back out here in the garage, and it's 2 weeks later since that last little clip you saw. I got sick right in the middle of doing that job and that piece. Let me show you where we're at. This is where we left off. We got this new flange. It's all welded in. The welds are all ground down up through here. Down here, I didn't worry about it too much because that won't interfere with anything. Once I got that all done, I ground it with a metal finishing disc to smooth it all up and clean, and then sprayed some etch primer on this edge and this edge to help prevent more corrosion later down the road. I was also able to make the new panel for here, which is what we're gonna do next, is mounting this. As you can see, the back side of it has corrosion protection, etch primer on it. So now all we need to do is trim an edge, trim some corners, and this piece will be ready to go on. So our piece is in there. It fits pretty good now. I'm pretty happy with the way it's sitting. There is a little bit of a low spot here in this old sheet metal.
This old sheet metal is all stretched out from the rust jacking behind this piece. This was all ballooned out and all stretched, so we'll fix this as we're welding up. If any of you guys ever plan on doing rust repair or sheet metal work or anything like that, always remember that when you're MIG welding sheet metal, you want to go as slow as you possibly can. Take your time. This is not something you do in a matter of minutes. This really takes patience, because you can really warp the ever-loving piss out of a piece of sheet metal with a MIG welder. So let's get to welding. Try to go in one direction. Don't hop around, because if you hop around, what happens is, say if I were to put a tack here and then a tack here, well, as I weld up towards this tack, the metal's going to want to move and expand and shrink and do all sorts of things. If there's a tack here in this top corner, that's going to prevent the metal from going anywhere. And so what'll happen is you'll get a big old knot in the metal right where your tack's at, and it'll just keep getting worse and worse and worse the more you do it. So if you can, try to go in one direction the entire weld. Alrighty guys, there it is. It's in the truck. It's all welded up and all the welds are ground down. As you can see in that last clip, I was grinding the welds as I was going. The reason I was doing that was because it helps to control heat. By me welding only 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch at a time and then grinding that allowed the metal to cool down enough to where I could grind, or to where I could start welding the next section, right? So it's just a good way to monitor your heat, and that way you're not just sitting around waiting for the metal to cool down. You're actually doing something productive as well. And yeah, when you're done, all your welds are already ground down, and you're not you're not showering yourself with metal shavings the entire time for 10 minutes on end. And just so you know, I said go slow. It took me 2.5 hours from tacking to fully welding and grinding. So it was not a fast process. Go slow, take your time. Yeah, but that's it. All right, well, I'm gonna cut it here just because fixing rust probably is not the most exciting thing in the world to watch. So we're just gonna break it up a little bit. You were going to see a lot more of this truck on the channel just because I need to make progress on it and get it done and get it out of here. But don't worry, all my other projects will still get worked on, so be patient. I do really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I hope you find it entertaining and hope you learn something new or feel like you can get out and do this stuff on your own, because you can. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.